Hello everyone, how's it going? In this video we are going to start the project, set up different things and just start building. So let's see how it works. Okay, so first of all I have created a repo on GitHub, so you can go to it and then download the starter kit. As I said, we now have a starter kit. It's not complete yet. Over time we'll improve it, add new features, capabilities, new packages to it, but it's just for the start. But to start it and using it and just bringing up the project, you first need to install Node.js. So go to this address, nodejs.org or org, and then download the version based on your operating system. So after installing that, you will also need to install Git. So I don't know if Git is installed also with VS Code or Cursor. I don't remember that, but you also need Git because we're gonna use version control. That's very, very important, as I will show you later. So just again install the version that is compatible with your operating system in the downloads, and then you're good to go with setting up the project. So this is the repo, as I said, and I will post the link below. So go to it, and then you need to clone it. So copy it, and then go to your terminal or the terminal in your IDE, and then after installing Git, you should be able to just type git clone and then paste the link of the repo. So it will take a couple of seconds to download the project. So it's now downloaded. So after downloading the project, we need to install dependencies. So let's first go to the project. So you can use any package manager. I use npm, and for that you just need npm install and then hit enter. And now you can use your favorite code editor. I use Cursor, so Cursor dot should bring up the project. Another thing that before that I need to mention, if you want to check if you have installed Node correctly, I think that the command node v should give you, yes, it will give you this version, which means that the Node installation was successful. So my Node version is 20. Okay, so let's open the project. Okay, so now the project is open, and now we can run the app. So for that, I type npm run dev, which runs the project in the dev mode. And if I go to my browser and then go to localhost 3000, I can see my project. It's a very, very simple version 0 of our project. It doesn't have anything especially right now, but we're gonna start from here, and then over time we're gonna add more features to it. So you can see a very simple interface of our app. This is like the roadmap of what we are going to do in the next few videos. So we are right now in here, and this is our interactive map with an OpenStreetMap base map. Some of the functionalities are almost working. You can also delete that, but we're gonna add things to it and more functionalities in the next video. But yeah, so that's where we start, and then we'll develop and add more features. So let's go back to the code. So what we have in here. So when you install a Next.js app, it looks like this. So these files are Next.js or the files that come with Next.js. Let's start with the package.json, where it contains the list of all the packages or libraries that we have in this app. So if you remember, when we typed npm install, it actually went through this file and then installed the packages based on this file. So we're gonna add more packages later. And then we have the app folder. The app folder is the entry point of our Next.js app, okay? So we have some files in here. We have the page.tsx, which is the entry file of our app or component of our app. So this is a page, as the name shows. So each of these things that you see start with a page.tsx, they are actually separate pages in your app. For example, this is the home page, which is this one. And then under each we have components or React functions to some degree that you see in here. So components are just functions in the world of React terminology. Not very accurate, to be honest, but for simplicity, for the sake of simplicity, we have to call it like this. We have, for example, components or functions that are responsible with handling some part of the code or the app. And these are not really functions because they do much more than what functions normally do. So they do the styling, they do some workflows and things like that. Complex things happen under the hood. For example, the header, it's this part of the app. Or we have the feature card, which is this part of the app. And then we have the map display that contains the display or the map container of our app or in our app. So that's what you see in here. So you see that these have their own styles, for example, font size, colors, and things like that. So all these are handled by these styles. So we use Tailwind CSS. So that's what we use. Tailwind CSS is installed by default when you install a Next.js project. We have global CSS, which contains the global CSS styles. The layout, I'm going to talk about these things later. It's not important for now. For the organization of our project, we use something called a feature-wise organization. I don't know if it's called feature-wise. I could just call it feature-wise. But it really means that you group similar features of your app into separate folders. What does it mean? What is actually a feature? A feature, for example, is like the map that you saw. So it's a feature. Or it could be our AI assistant. It's a feature. Or it could be the home page in general. It's a feature. So we put all the components functions related to each feature under their corresponding folders, as you can see in here. For example, the home page or home feature has the feature cards, home header, and the map display feature has the map display component. And we also have the lib folder, which contains all the utility functions. These were everything that you need to know to be able to start this project. But another thing which is really important is to have a version control system in your app. So whatever you do, it's always best practice to have a version control to make sure that if something happens to your computer, if some changes made by an LLM and broke your app, there is a way to go back in time and then use previous versions. I hope you enjoyed this video. We're gonna add a lot of things later, but in the meantime, if you have any questions, let us know, and see you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.